Wear them till they have holes in them, and then wear them to church because they're holy. Yeah. Anyway, I want you guys to see what these pigeons are leaving us every single day. And I didn't sweep this morning, so this is a full day. This is like morning and afternoon.
That is one big pile of shit.
What was Paula Abdul saying in that one song years ago? Opposites Attract or something like that. It's a really cool song. It reminds me like wifey is the most non-morning person I think I've ever met, which I'm grateful for because that gives me like my morning bliss. I can get 2 or 3 hours done of playing on the computer, videoing, cleaning up the outside, working in the garden, what have you. But immigration gave her a ring this morning, and they were like, hey, your husband's thing, I'm just not seeing it in the system, and you guys might need to come down here. And she's like, it's already in the system, and it's approved, and he's already got it printed out and everything. And this is who gave us the instructions on how to do that, and this is what he did. And it's already signed and everything, like digitally. And she's like, okay, well, I'll call you back. Well, she didn't call back. She never called back, did she? No. So I think we're good with immigration. It says I don't have to go back until November, but I guess we'll hear back if that's different. But that reminded wifey that she's just redone her driver license expired, and so she did like the online portion of the test, and she just has to go visit like an extension of the Ampere or the city office, which they have in most of the malls over here. I think they have one in Terminal, but the one we're going to today is in Central. If you want to say that in Thai, it's Centan. Anyway, Centarn. But we're going to go to Central. We haven't been to Central in quite a while. And pick up her new driver license. And then I think next week we have to go to the Ampere to get her house book updated. So you get your house book when you buy a property, and so that takes place at the land office. But then you go to the city or the Ampere, the city office, and I think they actually transcribe your... I think they put like where you came from and like where you're at now, right? Yeah, it'll be like they did live here at X house, and now they live in Y house, and that is the purpose of this new book, and the house number is blah, blah, blah. But it's a blue book. If you're, if you have a Thai significant other, just take a gander at their house book if you have one, and you'll see it's easy to figure out. But anyway, we're gonna slide over to Central, and then I don't know what else we're getting into for the day, but one thing at a time. One a day. It's like I tell people when I have friends that are gonna come visit Thailand, and they're like, hey, what do you recommend we do if we're gonna spend one day in Bangkok? And they have like 8 things listed, and I'm like, look, if you wanna have a successful day, no matter where you are in Thailand, not just Bangkok, but if you have like 8 things that you want to do, whittle that down to 3, like 2 morning things, 1 in the afternoon, and then put some pool time in there or something. But don't try to squeeze it all into one day, because it's not going to happen, because traffic, life, and other things happen, or businesses might be closed, or maybe the thing you want to get done they only do on Tuesdays or something. But I'm just making that up based on, that's just like Marine Corps jokes coming out. But but like, don't overstress yourself. Like, we had a buddy going to Bangkok one time, and they were like, man, he's probably watching right now, sorry. He's like, dude, I got this what do you call it? Like a they had a full schedule. And so that came from his
Vietnam.
He had a tour in the Marine Corps where he was like a very executive dude, general's aide kind of thing, and he was making Crumples, if you're watching this, sorry. But he had like executive time built in there, and nap time, and taking the kids with you on trips. But it was like hour by hour, and we're going to do all this. And I was just like, holy Lord. And I think they actually got all that accomplished, but it was impressive how he laid out that itinerary. And I was just like, man, we could never do that. We'd have to schedule like 3 things and hopefully get 2 of them done. And then some pool time, and bickety bam, the day's done. Have a few brews and rack out. But yeah, I tell people just don't do too much. Anyway, coming back to reality. When immigration calls, or you have to do something for banking, or you have to do something for your driver license, or you have to visit the Ampere, it's all just part of being here, and a lot of people get negative and stressed out about it, and yeah, that's right. Crush that bottle. Expect they're crushing up the recycling. But you could get bothered by it and be, I can't believe the bank's made this new rule, and I can't believe immigration needs this new thing, and I can't believe. I just like to look at it like I don't have a job here. So if my job is just like being in compliance with the law and the things that they ask of me within reason, then why not just do it with a smile on your face and be a good person? It's not costing you any money to, well, may cost you some gas and some time. But if you're not doing anything over here, what's the big frustration all about? Anyway, let's head to Central later. We have a ton of stuff up here. We're on the 4th floor already here in Central. So I think Central was the last edition of the big malls they were building here in Korat. The mall, which is on Mitapap. Well, I guess they're all on Mitapap, but the mall was like the biggest one, and it's still the best in my opinion. I think my wife would agree with that. But I think second came Terminal, and then third came Central. Whereas back in the day, if you came in the early 2000s or before that, really all you had was the mall and Hung Plaza, which has since closed down. So, yeah. Go check out the car show.
Let me find me.
So we got Nissan, maybe some BYD. Well, wifey's also got to stop in a clinic in here because you got to have like a little medical certificate to get your license. But her testing portion's already done, so the certificate coupled with the past exam gets you your license. So we're trying to find those things. Pretty good lunch there in Fuji. We haven't had Fuji in quite a while. That was one of our son's favorite spots here, or at least the one in the mall he used to like to go to when he was a little one. But this isn't an Ampere office. It's like a DLT. So imagine like in the States if you went to the mall and they had a mini DMV. That's essentially what this is it's here in Central Plaza. Chick didn't make an appointment, so she got a Q card. And they were like, well, come back at 2:30. So we had an hour and a half to kill, so we went and had some lunch. And she's got about 10 minutes before she's got to go in there. And I think she's got to take a bit of a test. And it's the same test that I had to initially take when I first got here last summer. And they've got this machine with 2 sticks in it. And they kind of move back and forth. And then you have to push a button to stop them when they're, as best as you can tell, matched up. And that kind of test your depth perception. Other than that, they just test your reflexes like green light, gas, red light, brake, and you got to work the pedals. And what was the other one? I think they may only have 2 stations here, but when I took it at the big office, they had 3 stations, and the 3rd station was one where it was kind of like an Xbox controller almost, but it only had 3 buttons on it. And they were labeled, not in color, in Thai writing, red, yellow, green. And so whenever a light turned on, you had to press the corresponding button to get it right. And you had to pass so many questions to pass and get your license. So Wifey's about to do that here in a minute, and then I don't know what we'll do after that. May stroll around Central a bit, might not. I don't know, but yeah, see you in a bit.
Right.
Well, we survived a trip over to Central. If we can just get through this mall traffic at 4:30 on a, what day is this? Friday?
Friday.
Yeah. All right. Busy over here. This is that'll take you up to the little pedestrian bridge and spit you out right over yonder at the Molly Mall.
ยังไม่ทันเคลียร์เลยลุงก็ไปเก็ตออนโฟนแล้ว
I did. I scrubbed it.
สครับที่ไหน
I scrubbed the inside of the sink.
แต่ยังไม่ได้ dry เลย
We didn't have a ton of dishes, but we did have some that accumulated between yesterday and this morning. And when it's not unless we have like a party or something, we won't run the dishwasher because it's never really enough dishes. Turns out if you do them every day, you can just hand wash everything.
ยังไม่ดูเอง
So one of my pet peeves, and wifey too, is dishes sitting in the sink. And one of her pet peeves is also things just sitting on the countertop. So she's going to tell me how I cleaned the sink the wrong way, and at least the toaster got put away, right?
ใช่
But pristine and clean is like the theme in here in the kitchen. But anyway, I just got done doing some dishes, and they'll sit there and we'll let the Lord dry them, because washing them by hand probably uses half the water and probably less than half the electricity, right? Because I would say no electricity, but the pump kicks in when the water's on. So some electricity. Anyway, the dishes are done. Wifey got her new license. Wifey got some new clothes.
ยัง
I lie. So 4 new articles go in the closet. 10 have to come out, right?
ใช่
And it's cyclical, right? So as we bring things into the house, things also have to exit the house. It's this nice way to keep things fresh and not cluttered. So her sisters get clothing, and brother Mark, if I have something that doesn't fit or I'm not wearing anymore, he does a lot of yard cutting as one of his side hustles. So I gave him a bunch of uniforms here recently because Marine Corps camouflage utilities do me absolutely no good. 1 and 2, unless I was gonna like wear them hiking or doing something over at the garden, which I think is about to be kind of back in the family's domain for doing stuff, because the people that have been renting it are in the process of moving out. And oh shit! So the other day, because they're moving stuff around, they had some of those Thailand wardrobes sitting out under the awning in the front of the knockdown house over there. And they had a dog over there going nuts one morning. And they were like, what is this dog barking at? So was that their pictures or the security camera? It was their pictures. There was a Burmese python, I think it was, right? A Burmese python is what that was.
I think so.
We think it was a Burmese python, like a good 10-footer, in there eating a rat or something in one of their wardrobes, because it was just outside, like with one of the doors kicked open. So that made a pretty good shelter. But humongous snake over there. I don't know what they did with it. Did they kill it or just move it?
They're just gone. I don't know where.
No, they just let it move on, which is more humane than just killing the damn thing. It is way out in the wilderness, and that's what you get when you live on a farm. It's it's farmland because it's Porbotor Hat, am I? Porbotor. It's definitely farmland, and it's also surrounded by like actual factual farms. PBT Ha or PBT5 just means that when you own the land, it's really just for like assuming caretaking rights of the land, so it can be used for farming. It's not supposed to be used for residences, but a lot of people do build on that land, and it's just it's not as secure as having like a free and clear, a freehold deed on it, or a chanot, which has got a red Garuda or Krutdang on it. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm just rambling. But anyway, that's what's happening over at the garden, and that's what we've been doing today. We just got back from Central and washed up some dishes. And I reckon we've got to clean up outside a bit and then water the garden. And I mean, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5:14, 17:14. So it's pushing beer 30, but I'm not going to crack one open just yet. I was working on a video this morning. I'll probably get that one finished up, and then I'll probably, as soon as I close this one out tonight, hack away at it because I've been lazy. I've been a bad boy, but yeah. Cheers back at the house. We'll see what happens next, or see if some folks come over. And I feel like folks came over last weekend, so I don't know if anybody will want to come over and kick it tonight. If they don't, that's cool. But either way, gonna have a few beverages on Friday. And I did work out this morning. I got after it hard Tuesday morning, and Wednesday my bones hurt. Like my whole body was falling apart. Didn't do anything Wednesday, and I usually don't do any exercise on Wednesdays because that's just like my midweek breakup. So Wednesdays I don't typically do anything, and then again on Sundays, Saturdays or Sundays, one of those I usually take off too. Or do something very light, just kind of around the neighborhood. But yeah, cool. See you in a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I got to clean this kitchen up a little bit more. I did just put all the dishes away and close that guy up. I got to put the toaster away. You know, things of that nature. I got some dishes now because I just made an amazing sandwich. It was delicious. And while I was doing all that, wifey pulled out the laundry from the dryer and ran it upstairs, and I was like, be right there. And she's like, don't worry about it. And I was like, well, I'm gonna feel guilty. So divide and conquer. While she was doing that, I unloaded the dishwasher, put all that away, cooled the toaster down, put that bad boy away, and then I think that's a wrap. Cheers. I've got a video in the hopper right now. It's still rendering, and it's essentially this whole last week, just bits and pieces, odds and ends of things, because I didn't have an organized approach to like actually pulling video, chopping it all up, and putting it in like a coherent order. So what I did was just like capture, odds and ends from the last week and kind of weaved them together. This one will be done editing here in a minute, and then I'll capture all the today stuff if I don't lump this in with whatever we do tomorrow. But the weekend is upon us. It's Friday night. Chilling at the house. The video that came out before this was probably very long. And let me see what it came out to. Almost 40 minutes, because I was just throwing stuff together that I kind of had on the camera and a few things from the GoPro. I think something that's going to help is if I'm more deliberate about recording stuff. But then again, life here isn't always like all that interesting. We do day-to-day stuff. I feel like if we were back stateside, at least if we were back home in Mississippi, it would be much of the same, just kind of lounging and taking it easy. And today was just an outing to get wife her driver's license renewed, and had some sushi in the mall, and did a bit of shopping, clothes stuff, mainly for wifey. I got a t-shirt, I think is all I got. I wear clothes until they fall apart, so my wife hates taking me with her shopping for clothes, because she'll be tearing it up and she'll be like, did you find yourself something? And I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't need things. Wear them till they fall apart. Wear them till they have holes in them, and then wear them to church because they're holy. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off, dudes and dudettes. I hope y'all had a good time, and we'll see y'all next time. If all of this was super boring, just kind of bear with us. I feel like we're loosely plotting and scheming on a beach trip, because at this point, I think we're at a good stage with the house where it's like we've gotten it prepped, we're locked in, we got everything sorted, organized, utilities are all set up, everything's all kind of ironed out. We've been kind of loose goose, just getting little bitty things done at the house as we move along. But now we're coming up on our shoot, I guess our third week in the second week in the house, third week in the house. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. Go back and watch some videos. I don't know how long we. What day did we move in? Let's see. We had the house blessing. Yeah, I don't know. We've been in the house a little bit though, but we finally got all our some exterior lighting put up. What else? All the garden stuff's all set. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're in there like swimwear. We're good, but plotting and scheming. I think on a beach trip, we're just waiting to figure out who's going with us, who's coming with me, and everyone's kind of tethered to their jobs, and they got kids and this, that, and the other, and we don't have any of that here with us. So we may cut loose in like middle of the week one of these days, just kind of cut loose and head down and find a beach somewhere, and then everyone else kind of rendezvous with us down that way. But we're not tethered, and I'm kind of getting the itch because we've been just slowly chipping away at making sure the house is all set up, and now it is, and everything's organized and put away, and it's not the, I was gonna say cluster, you know what the word is, the old Marine Corps euphemism, but it's not that anymore, and it was very much that for a good shock and awe, a couple of days, but I think now we're pretty much kind of in a normal routine, which bores me. So it's time to, I'm getting the itch, and I'm tired of walking and trotting around the village. We need to get out. I want to walk and look at some water, or do a run along a seawall or something. So yeah, gonna get off of here. I appreciate y'all coming along. We'll see you next time. Cheers.